The bell rang for lunch at Lincoln High, and the cafeteria filled with the usual chaos, laughter, trays clattering, and the loud group that ruled the place, Ethan's crew. They were popular, rich, and loved making fun of anyone who didn't fit in. Then, through the noise, walked Lena, the new girl. Quiet, polite, wearing simple clothes, her eyes scanning the tables as if searching for safety. She carried her lunch tray like it was made of glass. Everyone stared. Ethan whispered to his friends, "Look at her. Looks like she shops at a charity store." They laughed. Lena sat alone at the corner table, quietly opening her sandwich. The laughter around her grew louder, whispers, snickers, mocking glances. She didn't react, but when she accidentally spilled a drink near Ethan's table while walking to get napkins, the cafeteria went silent. Ethan stood up, his eyes blazing. "Watch where you're going, new girl," he snapped. "I'm sorry," Lena said softly, reaching to clean it. The crowd watched as Ethan smirked, grabbed his chocolate shake, and before anyone could stop him, splashed it all over her shirt. Gasps filled the room. The brown liquid dripped down her clothes. Lena froze. Her lips trembled, but her eyes didn't water. Instead, something shifted in her expression, quiet strength. She looked up at Ethan, calm and unbroken. "Are you done?" she said quietly. That line silenced everyone. Ethan stepped closer, ready to mock her again, but just then, a hand landed on his shoulder. It was Mr. Carter, the PE teacher, tall, quiet, and respected by everyone. He had been walking by. "Ethan," he said coldly, "what's going on here?" Ethan tried to laugh it off, but Mr. Carter had already seen everything. "Apologize now." The cafeteria waited. Ethan looked annoyed but mumbled, "Sorry." Lena nodded slightly, picked up her things, and walked out without another word. But what no one knew was that Lena wasn't just a quiet girl. She had transferred from another city because of something big, something she was trying to escape, and Ethan's cruelty was about to awaken something in her that the school had never seen before. The next day, whispers filled the halls. Everyone knew about the shake incident, and half the school secretly felt bad for Lena, though no one dared say it aloud. Ethan strutted through the corridors like a hero, joking about it. "New girl probably cried herself to sleep," he said to his friends. But when he entered the cafeteria, something felt different. Lena was there again, sitting at the same table, same quiet composure, wearing a clean shirt. This time, she wasn't alone. Mr. Carter was talking to her, laughing, actually. When Ethan saw that, something snapped inside him. He stormed over. "Hey! What's this? You two best friends now," he barked. Mr. Carter stood up. "Ethan, you need to leave her alone." But Ethan ignored him and leaned toward Lena. "Didn't you learn your place yet?" Lena looked at him, her calm gaze cutting through his arrogance. "I did," she said. "And today, you're going to learn yours." The cafeteria went still. Ethan laughed and shoved her tray. But before it could fall, she grabbed his wrist. Fast. No one saw it coming. In one smooth motion, Lena twisted his arm and used his own weight to push him down. In seconds, Ethan was face down on the cafeteria floor, gasping. The crowd screamed in shock. Mr. Carter stepped forward, but Lena had already let go. She didn't even look angry, just steady, confident. "I told you," she said softly, "I'm done being quiet." Ethan tried to get up but stumbled, his voice breaking. You hurt me." "No," Mr. Carter said sternly. "You hurt yourself. With your arrogance." Silence filled the cafeteria. Then someone clapped. Then another. Within seconds, the room erupted. Cheers, laughter, justice in the air. Ethan's face turned red. For the first time, the bully was powerless. Lena simply picked up her tray and walked away, her head high. Later that day, in the principal's office, Ethan's parents came to apologize. But Mr. Carter had already filed a report. Ethan was suspended for harassment. As Lena left the office, Mr. Carter smiled at her. "You did good, Lena. Just, next time, maybe warn me before you go full martial arts mode in the cafeteria." Lena chuckled. "I just reacted. Old habits die hard." "Old habits?" he asked. She nodded. "Back in my old school, I trained in self-defense for years. My dad taught me before he passed. He always said, never raise your hand first, but never bow your head to cruelty." Mr. Carter smiled. He raised a strong one. As Lena walked out into the sunlight, the same students who once laughed now greeted her with respect. She wasn't the new girl anymore, she was the girl who stood up the next morning. Lincoln High buzzed with rumors. The video of Ethan drenching Lena with a chocolate shake had spread like wildfire overnight. Some students were laughing about it, others whispered in guilt, but no one dared to confront him. The cafeteria had become a battlefield of silence. The ones who laughed yesterday now avoided eye contact, afraid they'd be next. Ethan walked in like he owned the place, chin high, hoodie half-zipped, the same smug grin carved across his face. His friends, Jason, Cole, and Maddie, trailed behind him, cracking jokes about the new girl's meltdown. Think she'll show up again today? Jason smirked. Ethan snorted. If she's smart, she won't. The table erupted in laughter, but as he turned his head, the laughter froze on his lips. There she was, Lena, sitting at the same corner table, same calm eyes, same quiet composure. No signs of anger. No fear, just peace, the kind that felt almost dangerous. She opened her lunch, unfolding her sandwich, sipping her water like nothing had ever happened. The cafeteria went awkwardly quiet again. Fast. Controlled. Effortless, she caught his wrist midair, turned it, and in a single motion that looked almost like a dance, flipped him off balance. His body hit the floor with a dull thud, tray clattering beside him. Gasps filled the cafeteria. Ethan groaned, face pressed against the cold tile. He tried to push himself up, but she stepped back calm, not aggressive, just firm. Mr. Carter arrived right as Ethan's friends froze in disbelief. What is going on here? He barked. Lena didn't move. He tried to hit me. I just stopped him. Mr. Carter's eyes shifted between them. Ethan's face burned red with humiliation, and then, just like that, he broke down and the sound came out of nowhere, not anger, but pure humiliation. I sobbed loud, raw, uncontrollable. He slammed his fist against the floor, tears streaking down his cheeks. The cafeteria went silent. No laughter. No jokes. Just the sound of a boy breaking under the weight of his own cruelty. Lena took a breath, voice steady but soft. You hurt others because you're hurting inside. But that doesn't make it okay. She picked up her tray, turned, and walked out, her steps echoing in the stunned silence. Mr. Carter knelt beside Ethan. You okay, son? Ethan couldn't speak. He just buried his face in his hands, shoulders trembling. When he finally looked up, the room was still watching. Not with fear. Not with respect. Just pity. That moment right there was when Ethan realized what it felt like to be on the other side. Music softens emotional tone. Later that day, in the principal's office, Ethan sat across from Mr. Carter and Principal Reynolds. Lena was there too, sitting quietly. The principal folded her hands. Lena, I've reviewed the security footage. You acted purely in self-defense. Ethan's head dropped. I didn't mean to hurt her. I was just showing off. Mr. Carter said calmly. You've been warned before, Ethan. Bullying ends today. Tears pooled in Ethan's eyes again. I don't even know why I do it anymore, he muttered. Lena looked at him, her tone unexpectedly gentle. Maybe because you think making someone smaller makes you bigger. But it doesn't. It just makes you emptier. Those words hit him harder than the floor did. Mr. Carter nodded slowly. Ethan, you're suspended for 3 days. But I want you back in my class next week. We're going to talk about respect, the kind you earn, not demand. Ethan nodded, ashamed. As Lena stood to leave, the principal stopped her. Lena, you handled yourself with grace. Thank you for showing strength without cruelty. Lena smiled faintly. Thank you, ma'am. But I wasn't trying to be strong. I was just tired of being quiet. Outside the office, sunlight streamed through the windows. Students peeked around corners, whispering, but this time, it wasn't mockery. It was admiration. Some clapped softly when she passed. Some said, hey, nice move, or you're awesome. But Lena didn't bask in it. She simply smiled and kept walking, her backpack slung over one shoulder, confidence in every step. As she reached the doors, she paused and looked back at the cafeteria through the glass. It was still buzzing with whispers, but something was different. The same crowd that once laughed at her now looked changed. Thoughtful. Mr. Carter came up beside her. You okay? Lena nodded. Yeah. Just thinking. About what? about how fast things can change when someone decides they've had enough. Mr. Carter smiled. You know, I used to think strength was about how much you can lift. But today, I think I saw what real strength looks like. Lena grinned. Then I guess we both learned something today. They walked down the hallway together, teacher and student, both quiet but proud. Music rises, hopeful, cinematic. That evening, Ethan sat in his room staring at his reflection.